In this video, I'm going to share with you my June 2023 results for Merch by Amazon and KDP. Following on from a record month in May, June had a little bit to live up to. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. Traffic and clicks did increase around Father's Day, but this didn't translate into sales. This led to my Amazon ads results giving me a bit of a kick up the bum, and for most of the month, I probably made a loss. There were a few bright spots, and we'll get to them in a minute. So, let's get into the figures. As you can see, I made 129 sales in June, which was down from 154 sales in May. The main drop was down to US sales taking a bit of a nosedive. UK sales were actually up a little bit, and the big surprise to the month was 16 sales in Germany, which is definitely a record for me. Maybe that little bit of advertising I'm doing in Germany is starting to pay off. I sold 52 in US, 55 in the UK, 16 in Germany, nothing in France, 4 in Italy, 1 in Spain, and 1 in Japan. Overall, not too bad really. Yes, it's down from May, but that was one hell of a month. The overall trend is still upwards, which is great. So, percentage-wise, USA was around 40%, with the United Kingdom just pipping it on 43%. Germany actually 12%, which is great. I had quite a few returners from the US, but that'll be returners from last month rather than this month. And that's just the way it happens. If you sell more, you get more returns. That's just the way it goes. I averaged 4 sales a day and less than 1 return a day, which was good. And I had a total of 10 returns for the whole month. On my best day, I sold 5 and I sold 94 unique products. As usual, standard t-shirts wiped flow with everything else. But I did get a good selection of other products. I did expect most of my t-shirts sold to men, but it was good to see quite a few kids this month. As in the UK, you get more profit for those. When it comes to colours, it was quite interesting. Only 50% were black, which is quite low, which meant that half of my sales were not black. So if you're just doing black t-shirts, maybe think again. As for best sellers, I don't really have any. My best selling shirt is one of those that's stuck in processing on a low price, so it keeps getting sales, but it doesn't really make much money. My best sellers were 9, 7, 5 and 4, with quite a few following on with 3. I think the fact that I haven't got many bestsellers, added to the fact that I haven't really got anything that really sells well for Father's Day, or maybe Prime Month, is what held me back in June. But, as you can see from my advertising figures, I was getting lots of impressions and lots of clicks. I just couldn't get people to buy my shirts. This was probably my fault, because I should have dropped my bid price as it approached Father's Day. Because in America, it seems that the last posting day for Father's Day is much earlier than it will be in the UK. In the UK, if you order a t-shirt 2 days before Father's Day, there's every chance you'll get it on that day. But in America, it seems to be more like 4 or 5 days, and I think that's where I went wrong. Most sellers who knew about this probably took their bids right back, just like they do a few days before Christmas. But I didn't do that. So I took a bit of a kicking advertising-wise. But I've learned my lesson on that one. I've had to do a bit of a reset on the advertising, just to make sure I'm getting a decent cost per click, and my air cost isn't hitting 50% or higher. The advertising figures don't tell the whole story though, because there's no doubt in my mind that advertising does increase your organic sales. So whilst it might not show up on the dashboard, it is a case of a rising tide floating all boats. So, moving on to my KDP results. This was actually my best month ever. I sold 96 books for a royalty of £105.76, which is about $120. I did get 2 massive orders in this though. I got 1 order of 22 books, which was unbelievable, and 1 order of 15. But even if you take those away, this is still my best KDP month, barring December last year. I'm doing a little bit of advertising on KDP, just pennies really, but it is pushing things along. And all my books are just bog standard notebooks that I've created covers for by recycling my merch designs. I'll leave a link up here to the video that shows you how I did that. Another thing that's looking good in my KDP sales is that I'm getting sales almost every day. Yes, there's still 4 or 5 days where I don't get a sale, but before I started advertising, I might go a week without a sale, then get 2 or 3, then 1 or 2, and I'd be lucky if I got 20 or 30 books a month. I'm now getting pretty consistent 1 or 2 a day. So if I can do £50 worth, which is about $60, on a mid-year month, then I think I'm doing really well. It's not a lot of money, but it certainly helps supplement the other stuff, especially when you completely mess up your advertising like I did this month. What a wally. Right, so that's June. For me, it was a bit up and down, but what was it like for you? Please let me know in the comments how you got on in June. I know for some people, June is one of the best months of the year, but for me, it's a bit of a tank. I would be really interested to know if you have bestsellers that do really well in June, and how long it took for those bestsellers to become established. I've been doing this for just under 2 years now, and I can't seem to break into that bestseller market. Do I need to go full on advertising for it, or is it just a waiting game, and you just have to hit lucky? I don't know. If you can give me any advice on that, I'd love to hear it. I'm sure everybody else would too. Well, that's all for this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!